hospital, they call you a patient. And when you're a patient, it actually means that you're a victim and you need something from the outside to come and heal you. We don't believe in that. We believe that you are active participants in your care. Only you can heal yourself. We can guide you, empower you, give you the tools and knowledge needed, but only you can do the work. Right? So we're creating this kind of system. And so we want to empower our nurses to join our directory, and we have for them opportunities. For example, we have, because I don't know if you know, I said we're going back into the community, and that's from birth to death, because I don't know if you know, but it's actually more dangerous to give birth in the hospital these days than to give birth in the community, right? And why? I don't think it's normal to die. I've worked in a nursing home. I've seen hundreds of people die in nursing homes, and I don't think that's great. I don't think it's natural. I think people should die at home while celebrating their life, while they're still alive, surrounded by their loved ones. And so we want to bring back their, like in that way, back into the community. So we have, for our nurses, we have a directory that they can join us. We empower them to find their passion and purpose and join us. And we also have courses and programs that we will offer them. For example, we have a birth companion course that's going on right now. Actually, Cindy is a part of it, and she caught the first baby born in the community by Canadian Frontline Nurses, so we're really proud of her. We also have, for right now, that's going to be starting, I think, in September, a patient advocate course for those who are interested, and they get 75% off if they're part of our directory. So a lot of discounts, a lot of empowerments, like every 2 weeks, we have someone who has actually already come out of the healthcare of the system and is doing things like the way we want to do. So for example, I think it was 3 weeks ago now that we left. The last one was this guy, Dr. Meir Schneider. He was born blind and now legally has his driver's license in California. And he doesn't believe that people, you know, eye problems can all be healed. And he came on and he explained to us things. And so we have a lot of people that come on like this so that nurses can be inspired and empowered to find, again, their purpose and passion. And so I'll tell you an example of how that works by giving you an example of what I'm doing on the directory. But before I do that, I just want you to know that we also, our directory is also for members of the public. So we want you to go and register too, so that you can not only find a nurse when you need it, but we'll also have resources in the near future. We want to have resources for you to access so that you become more independent. So like, for example, let's say you have a child that has a high fever and you're thinking they have to go to the hospital, but you don't want to go to the hospital because they're kind of discriminating against us. You know, you'll have a video there that explains to you what you can do to empower you to not actually have to go to the hospital, because a lot of times the system makes us think we need to go to the hospital and we don't, right? So we want to empower you. We'll also have courses there that you'll have access to that others won't have access to if they're not members. So we encourage you to go to our website at CanadianFrontlineNurses.ca and register as a member of the public, and also nurses. We have flyers there that I will explain that to you. So now, what am I, for example, what can nurses do? So what am I doing? What's my passion and purpose? So in 2017, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. So most people don't know what fibromyalgia is, but in Canada, it's supposedly a long-term disability that they have no idea how you can cure and get over. And so it took them a couple of years to diagnose me. I did every test in the book pretty much for all those years, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die before they find out what's wrong with me. So I did a little bit of research about like what was going on with me in my body and all this pain and this fatigue. And I found out about fibromyalgia and how it was about toxicity. And so at around the same time, they finally diagnosed me with fibromyalgia. And what do they do when you're diagnosed with fibromyalgia? They tell you they don't really know. They don't really know what it is, but they'll give you these 5 type of pills to like band-aid your symptoms. And some of those pills are painkillers and sleeping pills, like really dangerous stuff, addictive stuff, you know, and really toxic stuff actually. So what happens is that fibromyalgia means that you're supposed to clean out your body, but they're giving you more and more toxic stuff. And as you take more and more toxic stuff, you're getting sicker and sicker, and so you become tolerant to these medications. They up the doses, you know, a little bit and a little bit more and a little bit more, and at some point they can't raise it anymore because you're at the maximum toxic dose. And then it's really a long-term disability, honestly. So I decided to shut down the medications and take my health into my hands.
Good for you.
Yes, thank you. And so toxicity is not only from food and air and medication and water. Those things actually are very toxic these days. You need to be careful what you're getting for yourself. But toxicity is also any type of stress, anything that stresses your body. And trauma is a big, it's a big source of toxicity, and people are not aware of that. What happens, toxicity is any stress in your body, so it's anything that triggers your fight or flight, right? And then your body becomes tired and it becomes dysfunctional. So I have a lot of trauma in my past, and I decided that it was time for me to actually deal with the skeletons in my closet. So I joined group therapy in a center called the Gatehouse for adult survivors of sexual abuse. And there I found out about complex post-traumatic stress disorder and how I was absolutely normal for what I had gone through. And that helped me a lot. And knowing that other people were like me and were going through the same thing and that I was super normal really helped me. So I was able to get sober. I stopped drinking and smoking. Thank you. And I started going to the gym instead, and I started eating really good food, and I lost 60 pounds. I started taking supplements. I was in the best shape of my life. And my transformation was so awesome that I decided to become a facilitator where I was doing group therapy because I loved it so much and I didn't want to stop going because it was really helping me. And so I became a facilitator and started noticing that a lot of people with trauma had somatic illnesses like fibromyalgia, and they couldn't figure out what they had too. And I was like, oh, all you have to do is this, and you need to deal with this. And they were getting better too. So I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. This is what I need to do. This is what I was born for. This is why all this trauma is in my past. So all excited, I found it lighting up dark corners. Thank you. And so, but you know, back then I still had my 2 nursing jobs and I was a single mom. And when you have all these things, you kind of don't put, the organization was kind of on the back burner, right? So I wasn't as serious as I should have been. But, you know, God always has a plan.
Yeah.
And so I lost my 2 jobs and now I have time. And this is my mission. My mission is to empower people to start their healing journey through giving them the tools and knowledge they need to actually do it themselves and be able to do it without medications and without the system by going to the root cause of the problem. Thank you. So I actually see myself as a light worker now on the directory. So that's an example of what you can do, what people can do. Nurses, everyone has a passion and a purpose. We just have to help them found it. And it's not just for nurses. Yes, our directory is just for nurses, but I encourage every single one of you to do that and find your way and your reason for being here today, because every single one of you is a pioneer in this revolution or evolution that is going on. So I'm telling you that the time has come for you to stand in your power. Do not let hate and fear take over our humanity. Spread love and do not be quiet, silent in the face of oppression. It starts with us. You decide what happens to you.
Exactly.
You are the hero of your story. Together, there's nothing we can't overcome. Together, we will rise through the ashes of the matrix. Who's with me?
Woo! No more sick care.
No more sick or death care.
Right
Yes,
on.
I agree. Thank you so much.